hope I didn't keep you waiting.
Can I help you?
My bag took ages.
I'm sorry, mistake.
Huh?
I'm waiting for Inspector Hill.
Yes?
You're his wife?
No, I am Detective Inspector Hill. Julie Hill.
Oh, sorry, I'm sorry. Pleased to meet you, Detective Inspector Hill.
It's okay.
Sorry.
Happens all the time.
I am Assistant Inspector Takasugi, Liaison Officer for the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department, Shinjuku Prefecture.
Pleased to meet you.
Pleased to meet you. My God.
Thank you.
Welcome to Tokyo. The car's waiting. Allow me.
No, it's okay, I can manage.
Are you sure?
Thank you, yes.
Thank you. Yes, come. Is this your first time to Japan?
Yes.
It must be good to travel in your work. I wish I could travel. I'm a fan of Tottenham Hotspur.
Ah.
In Japan, inspectors and senior officers are very old. Is it usual in England for a young police like...
No, not that usual. Actually, I'm from Scotland.
Oh?
Well, it's not technically England.
But...
Well, it's a part of the United Kingdom, though.
I see.
So, have there been any developments?
Yes. Going very well. I hope you will be pleased with the hotel we have arranged for you. Close to the Shinjuku Prefecture, nice view of the city and everything.
I asked for the witness statements to be translated into English.
Yes.
Do you have them?
Yes.
I want to read them before meeting the superintendent in the morning.
But no, I'm sorry. Everything is with Superintendent Yamagawa. He has been looking forward to your arrival.
Sit down, please.
Thank you.
My English is...
Not at all.
それでは、今回はスコットランドの警察の方に捜査をご協力していただけることで非常に光栄に思っております。
It is a privilege to share work with a detective from the Great Scotland Yard of London.
ところで今回の捜査の目的というのは何ですか、ミス・ヒル。
But he would like to know what you hope to achieve here.
Oh, well, I'm here to assist the investigation in any way I can.
捜査に協力できることであれば何であるのとおっしゃって。
捜査のご専門は
What is your specialty?
Homicide.
Homicide. But this is a missing person investigation.
Daisy Whitelock has been missing for 5 months. In Britain, there's a lot of concern.
Daisy Whitelock さんが行方不明になられてから5ヶ月以上経っており、英国内で関心が高まっているそうです。
Oh, but Japan is one of the safest countries in the world.
Daisy's not the first young woman to have disappeared in Tokyo.
Everything is being done by the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department.
I'd like to see the witness statements.
Miss Hill.
Detective Inspector Hill. I am a detective inspector.
Detective Inspector Hill. 今回のことはイギリスの警察に敬意を表するということでやっているわけですから。
He granted the permission for you to come here as a courtesy to the British colleagues.
I understand.
ご用意は宴を用意しておりますので、ぜひお楽しみいただきたいと思っております。それから、他に捜査官もおりますので、ぜひお会いしていただきたいと思っております。
He hopes you will enjoy our traditional Japanese hospitality. We have arranged a dinner for you tonight for you to meet the other officers.
Inspector Hill, Julie Hill, Mr. Yoshida, our retired commander.
どうもはじめまして、吉田と言います。お会いできてよかったです。
Great to meet you.
Thank you.
スコットランドヤードのご公務をずっと伺ってまして
He
ね。
has great admiration for the Great Scotland
本当に
Yard.
素晴らしいと思います。
Thank you very much.
This is Officer Asukai.
Hello, nice to meet you.
ようこそ日本へ。
Welcome to
お
Japan.
綺麗な方ですね。お会いできて嬉しいです。
You're very beautiful. He's very pleased to meet you.
Thank you.
どうぞ、please. こちら。
Inspector, why British police send you here?
Well, to help with the investigation.
British police think they're better than Japan police?
No, but the young woman is British. There's a lot of pressure to find out what's happened to her.
Why they send a young woman then?
Norio. Sit down. We are not here to listen to your nonsense. We are here to welcome our esteemed guest from London.
It's all right, really. Anyway, it's getting pretty late. I think I should...
No. Sit down. This is for you. 主人なんだから困りますよ。帰られちゃう。
This is for our honored guest.
Oh,
This is Japanese delicacy.
great. What is it?
Japanese delicacy.
You must eat it.
Very good. Miss Hill. 主人なんだからさ、なんかスピーチしてもらおうか。ね。
Hi. He would like you to say something.
Okay.
おいどよど。よし。
Thank you all for this wonderful evening.
とても素敵な夜をありがとうございます。
Fabulous restaurant.
とても素敵なレストランで、
Not very familiar with Japanese food, though. Well, we have Japanese restaurants in the UK, of course, but I haven't been to any of them. So.
日本食のことはあんまり知らなかったんですけども、一応ロンドンにも日本食のお店あって、
So I just want to say what a pleasure it's been meeting you all, and I've heard a great many things about the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Force.
皆さんにお会いできたのとても光栄で、警視庁のことは業績の高い評価を前々から聞いております。
And I'm looking forward to working with you all.
皆さんと捜査を進められることを楽しみにしております。
Thank you.
ありがとうございます。
Is something wrong?
You didn't thank the superintendent.
Thank you. It was an enjoyable evening.
Thank you. Oh, wait. I will escort you to your room. I trust your room is comfortable.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. No, please.
Thank you. Right then. Good night.
I will be here at 8 o'clock to pick you up.
Oh, good. Well, what have we got lined up? Who are we meeting first?
Well, yes, I have arranged an excursion outside Tokyo to Nikko.
What are you talking about?
Well, I will show you the famous monkey temple of Toshogu.
Monkey temple?
Do you know the monkeys? You know, one has hands over his ears, and one has hands over his eyes, and one has hands over his mouth. And
Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil.
yes, it's very cultural. You can only see this here in Japan.
Right then. Good night.
Inspector Hill? Inspector Hill?
いらっしゃいませ。
もう1904号室に泊まってらっしゃるディテクティブインスペクタージュリー・ヒルさんなんですけど、いらっしゃいませ。はい。
ディテクティブインスペクタージュリー・ヒル様ですね。
はい
お待ちくださいませ。
お願いしますはい
高橋さん、ディテクティブインスペクタージュリー・ヒルさんなんですけども、すぐに。
Have a seat, Inspector.
Thanks. So,
Well, now I didn't really know Daisy well. What would you like to know?
what's your role here?
Well, all sorts of things. I meet all the new teachers when they arrive, pick them up, help them settle in, sort out any problems, you know, visas, that kind of thing.
So you met Daisy when she arrived.
Yeah, I picked her up at the airport.
What was she like?
What was she like?
Yeah.
Well, let me put it like this. Every time a new teacher arrives, I play a little game with myself. I give them a score.
A score?
I don't mean how hot they are or anything. I mean, I do this with male teachers too. I score them on how long I think they're going to last here. You see, Tokyo, it's not an easy city to live in. Not everyone can handle it. So I chat to them on the way in from the airport, and I ask myself, how long will this girl or guy last here? Well, you know, I get it right 9 times out of 10.
So, what did you give Daisy?
See, that's the strangest thing. I gave her a 3.
3 what? 3 months?
Right. That's what I thought. But she really got me that time. She didn't last 3 weeks. You know, before she took off.
Do you have any idea where she might have gone?
Well, she's just probably traveling around somewhere.
Well, why would she just go off like that?
Well, she didn't really fit in from what I hear. I mean, don't get me wrong. She looked like a nice girl, conscientious and all that, but well, she seemed a little lonely. You know, she didn't really mix with the other foreign teachers. You know, she didn't unpack. And I'm not talking about her suitcase, you know what I mean?
No.
Well, she had issues from home that she couldn't unload.
What sort of issues?
Well, I don't know. She wouldn't unload them. She just spent a lot of time on her own, just, you know, wandering around. But that's just what I hear. I mean, I didn't know her well. Maybe you should talk to her roommate.
Roommate, who's that?
Well, she's a Japanese girl called Bree. But she's more American, really.
Bree.
Yeah, you heard that right. Like the cheese. Yes.
Inspector Hill?
Yes.
There is an assistant inspector, Takasugi, here for you.
Yes.
He's waiting for you at
Thank
the
you.
reception.
Thank you, I'll be right there. Where can I find Bree?
She's taking a class.
Can you bring her here?
No.
I need to ask her some questions.
Sure.
How did you find me?
I went to the hotel. We were supposed to meet.
My apologies.
Superintendent Yamagawa's instructions were that I was to accompany at all times.
Would you just... Sorry, excuse me for just a moment.
What?
I'll be right back.
Where are you going?
Hello, you must be Bree.
Yes.
Is that your real name?
Yeah, Bree Chikayo. My mother's American.
Okay, well, I'm Chief Inspector Julie Hill.
Inspector?
This is my Japanese counterpart, Assistant Inspector Takasugi from the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department.
Excuse me?
Why don't you sit down, Assistant Inspector? Please. We're investigating the disappearance of Daisy Whitelock.
Yeah, I know. Alex told me.
You shared a room with her.
Yeah. I told the police everything before.
You already made a statement.
Yeah.
Well, we have some follow-up questions relating to your statement.
Oh, about the boy?
The boy? Yes. When did you last see him?
I haven't seen him since. That morning when I went to his apartment.
What were you doing there?
Looking for Daisy. She didn't come home.
And you were worried?
Yeah. She missed school. She would never do that.
Where did she meet this young man?
Yoyogi Park. She used to go there all the time to look at all the gothic lolitas.
Gothic what?
It's a fashion thing. Teenage girls, and some boys too. They dress up in bonnets and bows and parade around having their pictures taken. Like pretending to be someone else. Or being a child again. And hugging people. It's like a little Bo Peep gone wrong. Well, Daisy used to go there and walk around. I think she got talking to Akira there.
Akira?
The boy. She agreed to give him English lessons. I told the police all this before.
Yes, I know. How long had she been seeing Akira before she disappeared?
Well, she had only been in Japan 3 weeks.
Did you meet him?
Yeah.
What was he like?
He's the son of some big-shot industrialist. He's loaded. But I didn't like him, and I told Daisy to be careful.
Why?
Something wasn't right. She had only just arrived. Like, I've been back here for 3 years, and I don't know. She had just arrived, and it just seemed like he was taking her over.
This is expressly against the rules. You cannot interview witnesses on your own like this. It is an insult to the department.
A young woman is missing.
Superintendent Yamagawa wants to have you sent back to London.
Don't you care?
What?
You're a policeman. Why did you become one?
Please, get in the car.
How many murder inquiries have you been involved in?
None.
Well, I've worked on 16.
This isn't a murder inquiry. It's a missing person.
Well, let's hope so. Look, I'm sorry for, well, you know.
I want to find her too. But in Japan, things have to be done in the correct way. Protocol is very important. Superintendent Yamagawa would lose face
I
if
don't give a damn if the superintendent loses face.
No. I see that. Superintendent Yamagawa had several units searching for you this morning. And by your actions, I will now be disciplined because I wasn't able to follow my orders and stay with you.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. So, would you like to go see the monkey temple now?
No. We need to go and interview the boy.
We will have to put in a formal request.
With the superintendent?
Yes?
Is he going to give us permission?
He might, if you apologize.
Where did you learn to speak such good English?
It's not so good.
No, it is, really.
No.
I swear.
Well, I like languages. I practice. That is why I volunteered to be a liaison officer. I want to go to New Zealand one day.
Really?
Yeah. I want to walk in the mountains. Very beautiful. I like the nature. Do you like it?
Nature? Yeah.
No. I see your heart is in the city.
Yeah. Suppose you're right.
So, will you apologize to the superintendent?
And as I said, my conduct this morning
申し上げた通り、今朝の行為は、
was thoughtless and very impolite.
資料が欠けていて、例を書いたものであったと。
Please accept my apology.
深くお詫び申し上げます。
Thank you. 座ってください、どうぞ。Sit down.
Thank you. Now, may I please make a formal request to interview the suspect, Mr. Akira Takahashi?
高橋明被疑者の質問をする許可をいただきたいとおっしゃっております。
尋問終わっちゃってんだよね。
He has already been interviewed.
Well, can I see the transcript?
調書を見ることはできますでしょうか。
アシスタントインスペクター高杉 can arrange this.
Thank you. And what about his apartment? Was it searched?
彼のアパートはいかがでしょうか。すでに捜索されていますでしょうか。
その必要はないね。だって彼容疑者じゃないからね。
There was no need for it. He's not a suspect.
Not a suspect. I believe that Daisy Whitelock may have been with him the night she disappeared.
被害者と被疑者は行方不明の夜に一緒にいたとおっしゃっております。
だけどね、証拠がないんだよね、証拠が。
There's no evidence for that.
Well, I would like to interview him. It would bring some reassurance to the girl's family.
彼に対して直接質問することができれば、被害者の家族に対して安心をもたらすことができるとおっしゃっております。
Superintendent Yamagawa, it will be difficult for me to return to the UK without interviewing any of the suspects.
直接質問することができなければ本国に戻ることが難しいとおっしゃっております。
そうだよね。
I'll lose face with the family and my superiors.
被害者の家族に対して面目が立たず、同様に上司に対しても面目が立たないとおっしゃっております。
If you would just permit me to re-interview him in his apartment.
なので彼のアパートで彼に対して再度質問する許可をいただければ。
And I can return to the UK and tell my superiors that I've done everything.
本国に戻った際に上司に対してできることは全てやったと言えるとおっしゃっております。
仕方ないなあ。ちょっと待ってくださいよ。はい、もしもし。いらっしゃらない。 それは困りますね。緊急に連絡を取りたいので、すぐに連絡をいただけますか？
What's going on?
いや、そうじゃなくて、鍵とかがなくて、緊急なんですよ、これね。だから、すぐ連絡ください。いいですか？すぐにですよ。お願いしますね。はい、わかりました。すいません、失礼します。なんとか明日までに答えを出せるようにしましょう。
He will consider your request and have the answer by tomorrow.
Thank you.
So now, we go see the monkey temple? Can I ask you something?
Sure.
Is it ordinary for a woman to be a senior police officer in the United Kingdom?
Well, there's certainly more men officers.
But why?
Why what?
Why do you want to do this job?
Well, for the same reason as anyone else, I guess. Truth and justice.
But what about your family?
You know what?
What?
Why don't we skip the culture tour? Could we get something to eat?
Oh, okay. I know a very fine restaurant. Traditional Japanese.
Oh, hold on.
What?
Did we just go past that Ebi thing?
Ebi fido ですね。
はい。セットになさいますか？
Potato
got more
fries?
fries.
セットで。あとビッグマックください。
はい、こちらもセットで。
Look, I'm sorry if I've been a problem for you. I hate it when bureaucracy gets in the way of things.
I took my son here once to a birthday party. They all got presents and everything.
How many kids have you got?
One,
What's his name?
Shuji. He's 9. He wants to be a footballer, but there isn't much football in Japan. Do you have children?
Oh no, I don't have any.
Well, there's time for that.
Yeah, but now I'm concentrating on my career.
But you're very young to be an inspector.
Yeah, I am. We have a fast tracking system in Britain. So, well, I was lucky.
Not lucky. Work hard, I think.
Yeah, it's hard work, all right. Not much time for anything else.
So, what about your husband? What does he think?
I'm not married.
Well, there is time for that too. Excuse me. はい、高杉です。はい。はい。はい、了解いたしました。はい、ありがとうございます。失礼いたします。We have been granted permission.
To interview the suspect?
Yes. But we are to be accompanied.
Accompanied?
Yes. By 2 of my senior officers. And we cannot search the apartment. You must understand, Inspector. Japan has very strict privacy laws. You must be respectful, Detective Inspector.
I understand.
Superintendent Yamagawa is anxious not to upset the boy's family. After all, he's only a witness, and his father is an important man. His orders are that you talk to the witness only through the senior officers.
What did you say?
What about your superior officers?
Well, they're here already.
Huh?
あ、どうも。
お疲れ様です。
じゃあ、ちょっと待って。
はい。He wants us to wait here. We'll have to take off the shoes here.
じゃあ入ってもらって。
はい。They're ready for us now. Come. This is the witness, Mr. Akira Takahashi. こちらがイギリスからいらっしゃってます、ジュリー・ヒル警部です。本日はいくつか質問させていただきますが、よろしくお願いいたします。
わかりました。僕にできることでしたら協力いたします。
He says he's happy to answer your questions. Please sit.
That's okay, I'd rather stand. Can you tell me...
で、質問すべて私を通してするようにしてください。
Inspector Sasaki requests that you address your questions through him.
Right, and how am I supposed to do that?
Ask me, we'll translate, and then Inspector Sasaki will address your question to the witness.
Right. Can you describe for me the nature of your relationship with Daisy Whitelock?
Daisy Whitelock さんとの関係について教えていただけますでしょうか。
デイジー・ホワイトロックさんとは、どのようなご関係だったか教えていただけますでしょうか。
はい、友達で何回か会いましたけれども、それだけです。
なるほど。
Right. They were friends. They met up a few times, but that was all.
Did she ever come to your apartment?
Daisy Whitelock さんは
It's okay. I speak English. I'm happy to answer your questions directly. 答えさせてください。No, Inspector Hill. She never came here.
Well, where would you meet?
Mainly at Yoyogi Park. She was helping me with my English.
Are you sure she never came here?
Yes. Why?
Do you mind if I have a look around?
Please.
Inspector, can I remind you...
In a moment, Inspector. You don't mind, do you?
No. Please.
What a fabulous view. Can I take a picture?
Do you have a camera?
On my phone. Don't you ever get vertigo?
What?
Being up so high.
No.
Let me take one of you.
I prefer...
Inspector, we're not permitted to take any...
It's a great space.
Thank you.
What does a flat like this cost in Tokyo?
It's my parents. They allow me use it.
Ah, yes. Your father's an important man here, I understand. How many bedrooms?
What?
How many bedrooms does it have?
One.
Can I see it? Is it just through here, is it?
Inspector, wait, you can't go in that room.
How many times did you go to her place?
I never went there.
But you met her roommate.
Who?
Her roommate, Brie Chikayo. She's American-Japanese.
I don't know any American girls.
Oh my god!
What is it? What's the matter?
What is that? For a moment I thought... What is it?
Dutch wife.
A what?
Dutch wife. It's not that unusual in Japan.
It's so real. When I opened the cupboard, I thought it... Well, I thought it was a real...
She cost me more than my motorbike. She had 36 articulated joints. You see? She can.
It, not she. Why do you have this?
Why? She is my companion. She's quiet when I shout at her. I can lock her in the cupboard. And I can hit her. And she won't say anything.
Is that what you did to Daisy Whitelock?
Oh, please, Inspector.
I want this put in the report.
But Inspector...
I insist that this is put in the report. It's an important piece of evidence.
This is an evidence of nothing.
It's evidence of the witness's mental state, Inspector.
Many men are like this.
I think we are finished here. Well?
He says he's sorry, but it is out of his control. These are his orders.
So what happens now?
You're flying back to the UK in the morning.
I see.
Do you want some tea?
No, I'm going to go back to the hotel.
Inspector, I am very sorry it has ended this way.
Yeah.
Been one of those days?
Yeah.
You here for the conference?
What? No.
Oh, sorry, I thought. Dan van Houten, Arm Pharmaceuticals.
Julie Hill.
English?
Yeah.
I'm here for a couple of days. There's a conference.
Oh?
Yeah, right here in the hotel. It's been okay, you know? What do you do?
Police.
Ah, you're kidding, right? What are you doing in Japan?
What am I doing in Japan? Wasting everyone's time.
Ah, is that what a whiskey is for?
Yes.
Well, why don't you let me buy you another and see if I can cheer you up? Look, I've got to go. It's nice to have met you. I'll catch you around sometime.
Sure.
Was everything okay, Mrs. Hill?
Fine, thanks.
Thank you. Here is your receipt. Thank you very much.
Could you order me a taxi, please?
But your driver is already here.
What?
Inspector Hill.
Takasugi, what are you doing here?
I decided to come.
Make sure I really go.
Let me take your bag.
It's okay. I can take it. Thanks. Whose car is this?
Mine?
Is it your day off?
No.
Well, where's the police car?
I've been suspended.
Because of me. What's gonna happen to you?
I don't know. They will probably transfer me.
Where to?
Maybe Hokkaido.
Where's that?
Nowhere. I am a good policeman. I am a good policeman. You should respect that. But you respect nothing.
What's going on? Are you sure this is the way to the airport? Assistant Inspector?
We're not going to the airport.
What?
That boy was lying. About Daisy Whitelock. Whether she's alive or dead. He was covering up something. He knew her. He had seen her many times, that is clear. They were very close. There are witnesses. So, why would he lie? What were they doing that night?
Where are we? What are we doing?
I found a witness. We know Daisy was in Shinjuku the night she disappeared. After I left you, I walked into every bar on the street with her picture. This is the maid cafe.
The what?
In England, I think everyone has butler and servants, but in Japan, not everyone can afford them. So, they come to maid cafe. Come. Here, the maids will do whatever you command.
Right, but what if...
どうも、高杉ですけれども。
はい。
先日のお話を伺いたくて参りました。
はい、マッサージルームをご用意しております。どうぞご案内いたします。
She says we can use one of the massage rooms. ですね、先日こちらの店にこの女の子が来た時のことを教えていただきたいんですけれども。
この女の人なら
はい。
男の人と一緒にいました。
She says that Daisy was here that night with a man.
あんまり女の人はこのお店には来ないのでよく覚えてます。
She says that she remembers them well because not so many women come to the cafe.
男の人がマッサージを受けようって誘ったんですけど、女の人は嫌がってました。
And he tried to persuade her to take a massage with him, but she refused.
And so they left.
で、帰ってたんですか？
いいえ、しばらくここに滞在して飲み物を飲んでいました。
No, they just stayed here for a while having drinks.
その後、女の人の方が居心地悪そうで帰りました。
But then she became uncomfortable and they left.
Together?
一緒にですか？
なんか喧嘩をしているみたいでした。それで女の人が先に帰って、その後男の人が後を追っていました。
They had an argument and she left first, then he followed.
Do you know where she went?
どこに行ったかわかりますか？
わかりません。
Yeah, she doesn't know.
でも男の人の方はしばらく経って戻ってきてずっとここにいましたけど。
But he came back later on and stayed here for several hours.
On his own?
一人でですか？
はい、ご主人様は私たちとお遊びをするのが大好きなんです。
He enjoyed the services.
Is this the boy she was with that evening?
その日に一緒にいたのはこの男の子ですか？
いいえ、この男の人じゃありません。
No, that's not him.
No?
外国人の男の人でしたけど。
She says he was a gaijin.
Gaijin?
A foreigner.
アメリカ人の先生だと思います。
She says he's an American teacher.
しょっちゅうこのお店にいらっしゃるんですよ。
He comes here often.
Mr. Peters.
Oh, it's you.
You went out with Daisy the night she disappeared.
So?
Why didn't you tell us?
Well, because I didn't think it was very important.
You said you hardly knew her.
No, I said I didn't know her well. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm late for school.
What happened after you left the maid cafe?
She was a total downer. I showed her places even tourists don't get to see. And all the time she had some other guy on the go.
How do you know?
Because I saw him. He came on his bike to pick her up.
When?
After she walked out on me. I saw her on the street waiting for him. He drove up on this fancy Harley, all chrome and stuff. Well, she jumps on the back, and that's the last I saw of her.
There, that's it.
There can't be many college students with a bike like that.
The students are coming out. Let's see what Akira Takahashi has to say to us now.
Wait.
What?
He's not going to admit anything to us.
But we have a witness.
We can talk to him again any time. Let's just see what he does with himself after school.
Can you see him?
About 3 cars ahead.
It's impossible. My car's no good for this.
Look, maybe you're right. Let's just wait at his apartment. We can interview him when he gets there.
No, we follow him. He's going onto a highway. Are you okay?
Fine, but let's not get ourselves killed.
He definitely came off here.
We could be anywhere now.
Sorry, my car. Unfortunately, my father is not a wealthy industrialist.
Mine neither. What are you doing?
Get down, get down.
What is this place?
It's a warehouse. Self-storage. People in Japan have very small apartments. See? Domo.
新宿署の高杉と言いますけれども、さっき出てた若い方、あれどなたですか？
彼はここの契約者ですけど。
He says he rents storage here.
How long has he had this space?
契約してからどのぐらいになりますか？
ちょっとシステムによりますと5ヶ月ぐらいです。
5 months.
How often does he come?
で、ここに来るのは頻度どのぐらいですか？
毎日来てますよ。
毎日？
はい。
Every day.
We need to see it.
Yeah, but not without a court order. You know Japan has very strict privacy laws.
Do you think he knows that? Come on, what more have we got to lose? What did you say to him?
I told him we had an order from the court, and I'd shut him down if he didn't cooperate with us.
I'm impressed.
こちらになります。
This is it.
It's locked. Can he open it?
鍵ありますか？
鍵はお客様の方でご用意されていらっしゃるんですけど。
Customers provide their own locks. Wait here.
Where are you going?
Let's take a look.
Are there any lights?
電気つきますか、この中。
確かこの辺にスイッチがあったはずなんですけど。
Here, I have a torch.
What's that?
Freezer.
Freezer. Well, I've got to open it.
Yes.
It's locked.
Okay. Hold the torch while I... Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
In part 1 of A Tokyo Murder by John Dryden and Miriam Smith, the part of Julie Hill was played by Rachel Ferguson, Assistant Inspector Takasugi, Takuya Matsumoto, Superintendent Yamagawa, Teruhiko Nakajima, Alex, Michael Neistat, Bree, Erika Hirokawa, and Akira Takahashi by Nariyasu Kato. In Tokyo, the production was managed by Dark Music, and the line producer was Chizu Iwaki. Casting was by Shinji Kobata, and the assistant director was Philip Madeley. The script editor was Mike Walker. Sound design was by Steve Bond, and music was by Sasha Putnam. The producer was Tamsin Barber. A Tokyo Murder is directed by John Dryden and is a Gold Hawk Essential production.
One walked down the aisle, spoke with the pastor. The pastor came down and pulled out a firearm and shot the preacher.
The suspect raised his hand, fired the first shot, hit the pastor's Bible.
There was like confetti all over the stage. And they shot his Bible, and it just obliterated it.
We heard what sounded like the sound of like miniature firecrackers.
Right now, the only thing we know is that the suspect said something to the pastor, and the pastor said something back to him. We don't know what that was.
Started coming in the library and opening fire, and they came in here and they shot some, and then they went back out. People were getting shot all around me.
So what we look for now is a reason. Violence that tore this quiet street
Selma?
and suburban neighborhood.
What are you doing?
I'm not doing anything.
You're supposed to be doing prep.
I'm doing prep.
You just told me you weren't doing anything.
I'm doing prep.
There were sounds coming from your room. Were you watching that stuff again?
No.
You were watching those videos again, weren't you?
It's nothing to do with you.
Yes, it is. I'm duty monitor. You're supposed to be doing prep. Do you want me to report you?
I was doing prep until you came in.
Timms wants to see you.
Why?
I don't know. It's because you're so sick, man.
Is there something you wanted to say, Jim? You called me here in the middle of the night, Jim. You must have something on your mind. What do you need, Jim?
What does everyone need?
Forgiveness, Jim?
I'm not talking about that. Do you know what time it is in India?
India? No. I don't know, Jim. What's India got to do with anything? Jim?
Delhi, India's capital, a bustling, cosmopolitan city now preparing to host the 2010 Commonwealth Games. It's Delhi's moment to shine. And yet everywhere, kids work on the streets. India has more child laborers under the age of 14 than anywhere else. Children are recruited from across India and taken to big cities to be exploited. Cheap labor and easy to control. It's early morning and I'm standing outside a textile factory in the Shahpur Jat area of Delhi, where police are preparing for a raid. They've been tipped off by child welfare activists that a number of trafficked children are working here. Their challenge is to find the children before they can be hidden.
पुलिस है खाटकर साहब है बोला बाहर बोला सब पकड़ो तुम इधर काम करता है तुम इधर काम करता है क्या
हाँ सर लेकिन आपको
इधर काम करता है आप
हाँ सर करता है
नाम बताओ नाम बताओ
We're going in. Yeah, I think we're going in. We're moving along a corridor. Seems to have a number of small rooms off of it. Oh, no, nothing in this one. And here, a room with 5 women all at sewing machines. Hello, namaste. How are you? Have a nice day.
Come in. Close the door. Sit down, Ben. We need to talk. Is this your notebook?
I don't know.
I think it is your notebook, Ben. It's got your name on it. What's this? Port Arthur, 35. Winnenden School, 15. Virginia Tech, 32. Mission of God, 4. What is this?
I'm doing a project.
What sort of project? Do you think I don't know what these are? Port Arthur, 35. Columbine, 13. Ben, these are not things a 12-year-old boy does projects on, not at this school.
I'm doing an investigation.
I don't think so, Ben. I don't think so. He walked down the corridor, listening for sounds. He felt the gun brushing against his leg. What is this, Ben?
A story.
Read it to me.
Sir?
Go ahead, read it to me.
He looked down from the bell tower. The police were all around now, and he knew the end was coming. At least now they knew what sort of person he was. No longer could he be ignored.
Keep going.
Below, groups of sobbing kids consoled each other over the loss of their friends. They looked like ants, he thought, and he laughed as he jacked another shell into the breach.
So, what is all this about, Ben?
Nothing, sir. It's a story.
Yes, I know it's a story, Ben. But it's a very disturbing story, don't you think? Ben, you write well. You're a clever boy. You have a vivid imagination. There's nothing wrong with writing about dark subjects occasionally. What concerns me, Ben, is that you only seem to be interested in such things. See, it's not healthy. Not for a boy of your age. Are you happy here?
Yes, sir.
Is there anything you want to talk about?
No.
I can't help you, Ben, if you won't talk to me. Well, I want you to bring your laptop to me.
Now, sir?
Yes, now, sir. You can have it back during properly supervised lessons. You can collect it from my office each morning and bring it back here after your last lesson each day. Have you got that?
Yes, sir.
You don't have a lot of friends, do you, Ben?
No, sir.
Ben, you need to start making an effort. It's not good spending all of your time on your own. You need to get involved. You need to be out there playing sports with the other boys. Will you try doing that, Ben?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Ben, yeah, come back here. Close the door. Look, am I really getting through to you?
Yes, sir.
What is it you want, Ben? You're old enough to decide. What do you want your future to be? Because, you know, this is where your future starts. Right here. Now.
I don't know what I want, sir.
Okay, Ben. We're a community here at St. Wilfrid's. And in a community, you have to contribute. But you know what? When you contribute, you get a lot in return. And that's what being part of a community means. Do you want to be part of our community?
Yes, sir.
Are you sure, Ben?
Yes, sir.
Right then. So come on, let's buck up from now on. Let's be part of the community. Yes, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yes. And you'll value being part of the community for years to come, that I promise you. All right, off you go.
Everyone values something above all else. For some it's their career, for others it's money, or their health, or their family. But for me, it was being at the heart of a community. I had a wife, a daughter, and the church was our family.
What do people need, apart from the Holy Spirit? What's that here? Food? Yes? Yes? Shelter? Shelter, a roof above their heads. We all need that. Anyone else? Clothing. Clothes, garments, apparel, what we wear to keep us warm, to make us feel good. That's what everyone needs from the day they are born to the day they die. And no matter who we are, we want to pay as little for it as we can, right? Right. Well, that's where we come in. We give people what they need. Clothes they can't afford. But we're not just a clothing firm. No, we're God's clothing firm.
That's it. That's it.
Now let me tell you my story. When I was saved, I went to Pastor McGivern and I said, Pastor, I have quit my job. I have renounced the material world. How can I serve God?
Amen.
Pastor McGivern said, do you really want to serve God? I said, yes, Pastor, that's what I want more than anything.
Amen.
Tell me what I have to do. And Pastor McGivern said, go back to your job, live in the material world, and serve God by example. It's not what I expected. Wasn't what I wanted. Heck, I wanted the sky to open up for God to lift me up. But
Serious ways, brother.
But create a company, make a success of it, make money, and use that money to do God's work. You know, we make clothes so cheap, it's cheaper to buy new ones than to wash them. Every penny we make goes back to the church and to help those in Africa and Asia and other poor countries. And with this, we're bringing the message of Jesus, and bringing the message of Jesus is bringing the message of America. We are the threads that bind. Yes, we are. We don't need any...
Everyone knew me, everyone respected me, and I was glorifying Jesus' name. Before, I had squandered my gifts, and I became ill. Now Jesus had given me another shot, and I had never been better. My salary wasn't vast, but that didn't matter. Everything seemed right.
That was a great talk, Jim. Mary and the kids, we all loved it.
Oh, thanks, Harry. Did you get your problem sorted out last week?
Thanks for your advice, Jim. I thought about what you said. We prayed, and you were right on the money.
Oh, I'm so glad. Give my best to Mary and the kids, will you?
I will, Jim.
Take care. If there was a cloud in my horizon, it was Faith, our daughter.
Well, hi, Faith.
Hi.
Your dad was good.
I hate it when he does those talks.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you think he'll let you come out with us tonight?
I didn't want her to stray from the path as I had. I didn't want her to go through what I went through.
Where to?
Purple Turtle. A group of us are going.
Yeah?
Yeah, there's a band from out of state.
I don't think you will.
You should stand up to him. And your mom.
Yeah, I know.
Well, that's what I did. Now my parents know to stay away.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Faith, honey.
He's coming.
Do it, Faith. Do it now or you'll never do it.
I'll catch you later.
Yeah, later.
Honey, you know, we don't like you talking to her. Yeah. But I guess I was looking in the wrong direction.
Jim, the figures are not good.
Oh, then we need to drop the wholesale price, get our products into more stores.
It's not just about cheap anymore, Jim.
Are you kidding me? I've been selling clothes all my life. See, if the price is right...
I know, Jim, but the market is changing. The competition is much tougher now. Other suppliers can match our prices, and they're making clothes people want to buy.
See here, Kyle. You're the accountant. Why don't you concentrate on getting the numbers right?
That's what I'm trying to do.
Because clothes, I know about. There's not a department store chain in America I haven't sold to.
Sure, no problem.
I'm working my butt off to make this company a success. We all are.
Sure, I know, Jim.
Jim, can I talk to you?
We're in a meeting, Sheila.
Jim, I think we may have a problem.
Well, Sheila, you see... there's no such thing as problems here. There's only opportunities.
Hello. 1 2 1 2. So here I am, sitting in the hotel foyer, waiting for Rahul, my fixer, to arrive. And as usual, he's late.
Rain.
Oh,
Sorry, yaar.
where have you been?
Rains, yaar. Bad rains outside.
I'm getting a bit worried, Rahul. We've been to 4 factories and still no kids.
I know. Sometimes these things take time, yaar.
I'm meant to be flying back the day after tomorrow. We don't even have a story. I promised the BBC an investigation about children working in factories, and we have hired you to deliver the goods.
Sure, don't worry, yaar. We'll find them. Trust me.
I'm back at the Shahpur Jat slums, standing outside a collection of shacks, which apparently is being used as some sort of textile workshop.
Are there children working here?
No.
I'm with several child welfare inspectors. Why do they think there are children working here?
We've had a tip-off from someone who lives nearby.
Textile factory?
My sources tell me that the police have had a tip-off that children could be working here, making clothes that may be destined for clothing firms in the West, high street retail chains that you or I might shop at for our clothes. And they're going in. They're going in. India, of course, is recognized by the United Nations as the world's capital for child labor. According to one estimate, more than 20% of India's economy is dependent on children. That's the equivalent of 55 million youngsters under 14. Let's see if any of them are in here. Okay, we're going along a corridor. It's really very dark. More rooms. Going through. And there they are. A room, tiny room full of maybe 10, 12 young boys. Can't be more than 13 years old, I'd say. This room is just the worst, most appalling conditions I could explain to you. Dusty, damp, cramp, and a horrible, horrible smell. A few boys sitting in front of sewing machines, others just staring into bewilderment. The welfare officers and the police officers interviewing them, asking them their names.
क्यों बताया गया कि हम लोग को क्यों बताया गया ये सब क्या है फिर कुछ भी पढ़ाई अगर आप लोग यहाँ काम नहीं करते नहीं अच्छा ठीक है आपका गांव का नाम
I've got one of the welfare officers here. I'm going to ask her. Hi. They seem very frightened. What's happening now?
Actually, they think they are in trouble, so they think they're about to be arrested.
Can you?
Other children in the room over here.
Seems to be other rooms with children as well. Could you tell me, how long do these boys have to spend in here per day?
15 hours is typical, actually.
15 hours, and how old would they be?
देखो, तुम्हारी उम्र क्या है? उम्र क्या है?
16 साल.
असली उम्र बताओ घबराओ मत कुछ नहीं होगा बताओ
16 साल ही है.
He says he's 16 years old because that's what they're thought to say, but clearly they're all children.
It's evident that they're not 16 years old, I can tell you that just by looking at them. Let me ask this one. आप यहाँ कितनी देर से हो?
2 महीने से.
I've just asked him how long he's been here for, and he said 2 months. और आप यहाँ काम क्या करते हो?
नहीं, मैं काम नहीं करता हूँ. मैं यहाँ पे मेरे दोस्त से मिलने के लिए आया था.
I've just asked him what work he does here, and having said he's been here for 2 months, completely denies that he does any work here. In fact, came to see a friend of his.
Actually, that is very typical because they'll think they'll get into a lot of trouble. So, they'll pretty much say the same thing.
I guess the most shocking thing here is that everyone feels that we're here to punish them. What they don't seem to understand is that we're here to actually rescue them. We're here to help you.
किसी को कुछ नहीं होगा ये साहब आए आपकी सहायता करने.
He's just explained that to him. Let me get back to this boy. आप फिक्र मत करो, नाम बताओ.
हाँ, Amit.
I've asked his name. He tells me his name is Amit. Amit, you speak English? आप अंग्रेजी बोलते हो? बोलो बेटा. No, he doesn't seem to want to talk. Something seems to be going on out here. That's the owner of the factory. He doesn't seem very happy. Well, what will happen to him now?
He will just get a fine.
That's all?
Yeah, he will probably get back to business in 1 or 2 days.
I'm going to talk to him.
पूरे देश में ऐसे ही काम चलता है आप नहीं करते.
Excuse me, do you mind if I ask him a few questions? Sir, मैं लंदन से आया हूँ. मैं BBC का डॉक्यूमेंट्री बना रहा हूँ. आप अंग्रेजी बोलते हैं? English? You speak English?
Yes, I speak English.
And sir, how do you feel about being fined for this?
They can fine me, but what have I done to deserve this? Why are they trying to spoil my business?
Well, these are children.
Listen, my friend. Where are you from?
London.
You think this is like London? Every rupee I pay my workers is a rupee more for their family. I'm giving them employment.
Yes, you're giving them employment, but that's because it's cheaper to pay children rather than adults.
You think I should pay them more, huh?
I think you should stop exploiting.
You come here from London and you talk about exploiting? And yet, when you're at home, you want cheap, cheap, cheap. All we are doing here is giving you what you want and you come here and talk about exploiting.
खरे जरा वो वैन का दरवाजा खोलो हम लोग अंदर आ रहे हैं कोई घबराने की बात नहीं है सबकी हिफाजत होगी
So the police officers and the welfare officers are slowly escorting the children out of this horrible room, and they'll be taken to the welfare centre and fed, watered, and then hopefully from there find out where they all hail from. So we're going to follow them out.
You come, sir. We will close this factory now. Come. This is done. Come, sir. We'll find them.
So we make our way back out to the front, the children all being ushered. Probably seeing daylight for the first time today. As the welfare lady mentioned that 15, 16 hours a day is standard. And what will happen to these children now?
Well, they'll be taken to a welfare center and we'll give them some food and we'll do some health checkups.
And then?
Well, the ones that we can identify, they'll be taken to their villages and hopefully they'll be reunited with their families. But the others will be taken to an orphanage.
And as I look at Amit, the young boy that we spoke to a little bit earlier, looking up to the sun and blinking, seems like it was the first bit of sunlight he must have seen for some time. Amit, आप कहाँ से हो?
हरियाणा से.
हरियाणा से. और आप घर जाना चाहेंगे?
हाँ मम्मी से भी मिलना है और छोटा भाई से भी मिलना है.
I've just asked Amit if he'd like to go home. He said he's from a village in Haryana and is looking forward to seeing his brother and mother. You know what? If it's the last thing I do, I'm going to make sure Amit gets back home to where he belongs.
Come, sir. Come, sir. आ जाओ सब लोग वैन में आओ वैन में बैठो सब आ जाओ उस तरफ अंदर आ जाओ संभालो सब इस तरफ आ जाओ चलो आ जाओ चलो एक लाइन बनाओ एक लाइन
When I was a kid, I learned this. Joys come separately, troubles always come together. When one thing goes bad, everything goes bad.
Well, you see, Jim, I had a call from a journalist.
Yes?
Young fella. Works for the Tribune.
Well?
You know, I think he's Mary Gottfried's son. You remember her husband died last fall? Her son went to journalism college. Well, I don't know it was him, but it was some young fella that works for the Tribune.
What did he want?
Well, it's not good, Jim. I don't want to put too much construction on it, but he said it was going to be on all the news shows this evening.
What will?
There's a problem with one of our suppliers.
So?
In India. I didn't even know we had suppliers in India. Something to do with kids working in the factories.
Sheila, let's go into my office. Kyle, guys, why don't we talk later?
Yeah, okay. Sure. Yeah.
Look, Sheila, I've told you before, this company runs on trust and enthusiasm. If there's a problem, you don't broadcast it. You share it with me privately. That's my job. I solve problems.
That's what I was trying to do, Jim. But you weren't picking up what I was trying to do.
So what's the problem?
Well, I got this phone call.
Yeah, you said that already, Sheila. What's this all about, a supplier?
Well, seems like our supplier in India, it seems like they're using children to make our clothes.
That's not accurate, Sheila. That's a false accusation.
That's what I told him, Jim.
I deal with the factories over there myself.
Well, I don't know, Jim. He wants to talk to you to clear it all up.
Okie dokie. Well, I need to think about this. We need to control this, manage it so that when the story breaks, we got our story straight. We don't want to leak any rumors, or it could explode in our faces. We need to be in control. Have you told anybody else?
No. No one at all. Except I told the pastor, of course. And Father Peter was in there with him.
Oh, here we go. Oh, this is great.
asked you a question. I expect an answer.
Leave me alone.
What did the housemaster want, Creepy? Why did you get called to his office?
I said leave me alone, Hayward. You're the creep.
What did you say, Creepy?
I said you're the creep.
What? I couldn't quite hear you.
You're the creep!
No, still can't quite hear you.
Hey! What's going on here? You should be on the playing fields by now. Do you want to be on report, Hayward?
No, James,
Well, get going then.
Later, Creepy.
You all right, Sharma?
Yes, fine.
Why aren't you changed yet? Look, if you just take it from them, they'll dish it out all the more. You need to stand up for yourself. Then they'll respect you.
I don't want their respect. They're just ants. They don't bother me.
Okay. Now, do you want me to walk out to the playing fields with you?
I've got to go get something from Dawn.
Okay, but hurry up. We're already 5 minutes late.
We're heading to Birkud. It's a village about an hour out of Haryana. We've been driving for several hours now, and I can honestly say that even though we're in the countryside, there have been people in sight the whole time. There are a lot of people in India, and you can really feel it on a trip like this. But this trip is about one boy, Amit, and we're bringing him back home to where he belongs. Amit, घर जाने के लिए खुशी हो रही है?
हाँ, बहुत खुशी हो रही है क्योंकि छोटे भाई से मिले बहुत दिन हो गए, उसके साथ खेलना है, बात करना है, थोड़ा वक्त गुजारना है, इसके लिए बहुत खुशी हो रही है.
I just asked Amit if he's looking forward to seeing his family, and he told me he's looking forward to playing football with his little brother because it's been such a long time. And what about your mummy? Or mummy go?
हाँ, मम्मी से मिलना है, पर मिलने में थोड़ी घबराहट हो रही है मम्मी से.
He said he's worried about seeing her. Why? क्यों?
क्योंकि मैंने मम्मी को बहुत उदास कर दिया, मेरे वजह से मम्मी को बहुत तकलीफें झेलनी पड़ी इसके लिए.
He feels that he's let his mum down. What a terrible thing for a 10-year-old to feel. I'm sorry. I just got a bit choked up. I was thinking about my own son. I mean, what a terrible thing for a little boy to feel that he's let his family down. I would say it's his family that's let him down.
Go.
I can sense Amit's excitement as we get closer to his home. This must be his brother. Oh, they seem delighted to see each other. Come. Are we here?
Yeah. This is the house.
Well, this is it, apparently. It's a pretty modest home, a shack, really. And this is his mother. This is his mother.
She's the mother.
Namaste ji.
नमस्ते.
कैसे हो?
ठीक है.
आपको कैसे लग रहा है कि आपका बेटा वापस आ गया?
ठीक है, आ गया, हो गया, क्या कहें.
खुशी तो होगी ना?
हाँ, खुशी है, काहे नहीं हुई. ठीक है. काहे आगे रखो.
I've just told her that we've returned her son to her. She seems to look a little stunned.
वो उधर.
I guess having us here must seem a little strange for her.
वो ना मम्मी.
Amit has just touched his mother's feet. It's a sign of respect and affection in the Indian culture.
अगर अभी और काम करेंगे ना तो पुलिस पकड़ लेगी और दूसरी बार छोड़ेगी भी नहीं और बोले कि मम्मी पापा को लेके आके
He's saying that the police caught him and sent him back, and that they told him that there would be no mercy the next time he gets caught.
कहाँ से पैसा भरवाएंगे और यहाँ क्या करेगा रे तू? किसके भी खेती में काम करके पैसा लाएगा ना. कहाँ मिलता है पैसे खेती में?
What's going on?
इधर भी
See, basically, he doesn't want his mother to send him back to the city. That's all.
तो यहाँ बहुत काम है जैसे. बैठे हम तेरे लिए. बैठ. कुछ ना कर. क्या हुआ?
She doesn't seem to be very pleased to have him back.
वहाँ दिल्ली में बोल रहे थे ना कि अब काम नहीं देंगे और सबको भगा दिए वहाँ से मार मार के और बोले कि अभी पुलिस पकड़ेगी तो छोड़ेगी भी नहीं, जेल में बंद कर देगी, पैसा नहीं भरेंगे तो.
He's saying to her that they will clap him into prison next time. So it's better not to attempt to go back.
छोड़ा है सब काम. अब बैठे यहाँ पे, बैठे. उधर काम ही नहीं मिल रहा, नहीं देंगे काम।
Maybe I can work in the fields here, he says it. It's very sad. Well, we've decided to leave them and head back to Delhi. There's nothing more we can do here. The welfare officer has given me assurance that Amit's family will be visited regularly. I don't think there's anything else we can do here.
We need to go now. I need to get back to the city.
Right. I hope we've done the right thing.
You've got your story anyway. That's what you were here for.
Yeah.
It's not always easy to see the connections between people and events, but we are all connected as surely as the threads in a garment, regardless of space or time.
Ben, what are you doing in the office? Aren't you supposed to be at team practice?
Yes, sir. I was just on my way there. I just needed to look up a telephone number.
On the computer?
I would have asked, sir, but there was no one here and I was late for practice, so I thought...
What number? Let me see. What's this code?
Minneapolis. It's in America.
I know where Minneapolis is. Could you want to call there, Ben?
A college?
Why?
Because I'm thinking of going there, sir.
Aren't you a little young to be thinking of college, Ben?
Hi, Jim. I'm Chris Bannon.
Oh, yeah, I know. I watch your show all the time.
That's great. Nostrin, that's an interesting surname. Is it, Dutch?
Russian.
Yeah?
Yeah, way back was Nostrinovich. My great-grandfather was a Cossack, came over here with his family in the 1870s.
Yeah? Wow.
Yeah, then he shortened the name to Nostrin, to blend in. Yeah, I think the Cossacks were pretty unpopular here around that time.
This shouldn't take long.
Oh, no problem. It can take as long as you like. I just want to clear the air.
Okay, have a seat. I'll just ask a few fairly straightforward questions, and hopefully we can get this all cleared up. It's going out live, so we need to be...
Live?
Yeah, don't worry about that. It'd be like a trip to the candy
Quiet down,
store.
please. Everybody quiet. Settle, please.
Here we go.
In 5, 4, 3...
Welcome back. I'm Chris Bannon with News Time on Minneapolis 801. Now, clothing firm Cheap Threads is in the dock with allegations over the use of child labor in its third world factories. To answer these allegations, I have with me commercial director Jim Nostrand. Good afternoon, Mr. Nostrand.
Good afternoon.
Now, Cheap Threads is part of a network of companies owned and operated by the Mission of God Church. Why doesn't that ever appear on your promotional material?
No, that's not accurate, Chris.
It's not?
No, it's not owned by the church.
Excuse me, it's not owned by the church?
Well, no, we are a charity.
A charity owned and managed by the Mission of God Church?
Well, yes.
Okay, so it is owned by the Mission of God Church. Why do you try to disguise that fact?
No, we don't try to hide anything.
Come on, Mr. Nostrand. If I go to one of your stores with my family, is there anything that will tell me that the money I spend will go to support the Mission of God Church? What if I don't want my money to go to the church?
Well, see, no, it doesn't go to the church. It goes to the works of the church in poor countries. You see, there's a difference.
Yes,
there because...
Mr. Nostrand, there's a difference. You using children in the developing world to make cheap clothes, and then you using, so you claim, the profits of their labor to fund projects that are supposed to help children in developing countries?
No. We didn't know anything about the factory using kids. That I can confirm. No one here in Minneapolis knew about this. I can say that with 100%
All right,
certainty.
let's turn the page on this.
Hey, Sharma?
Yeah?
Have you got my mobile phone?
No. Junior years aren't allowed mobile phones.
I know that. I'm talking about my mobile phone. I had it with me in the changing room.
Changing room?
Yes, when I came to rescue you the other day. Are you sure you didn't see it?
I think I saw Haywood with the mobile phone on the playing fields.
Right.
Is that cheap threads?
I'm sorry?
Cheap threads. You make clothes?
Yes, but we're not called that anymore. We're Prestige Clothes now.
Oh,
How may I help you?
I'm trying to find someone.
Someone who works here, honey?
Yes.
Okie dokie, let's see if I can help you. Is it your mom or dad that works here? We don't have that many people who work here, so I don't think I'm going to have too much trouble locating who you're looking for.
Jim Nostrand.
Oh. Is this a joke?
No?
He doesn't work here anymore.
I know, but
He's nothing to do with us.
I want to get a telephone number.
All that happened 5 years ago. What do you want?
I want to talk to him. Do you have a telephone number?
We don't do that.
Or an email address?
Do you know the family?
Yes, I do.
I think I better get my manager to come and talk to you. He'd know much more. Just one moment, please. Kyle, there's a boy on the phone. Can you talk to him?
What boy?
He asked for Jim. He asked for Jim to bring us out, please.
Jim Nostrand?
Yeah, he wanted us to fulfill her.
So what did you do?
Why don't you talk to him?
Great. Thanks, Sheila. Kyle Rapkin speaking. Who is this?
Who are you?
I'm Kyle Rapkin, CEO Prestige. Who are you?
It doesn't matter who I am. I'm coming to get him.
What? Who?
Jim Nostrand.
Jim Nostrand hasn't worked here for 5 years. Who is this?
Tell him it's just a matter of time. Vengeance is coming.
How's your turkey, Pastor?
Excellent, Ruth. Always is when you prepared it. You're a lucky man, Jim.
Sure am. So, like I was saying, Pastor, I don't think we need to worry about this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've taken care of it all. Spent the whole afternoon talking to journalists, putting them right on the situation. Hey, did you see my interview on News Time?
Did Faith help prepare this wonderful feast?
Oh, well...
I'm addressing Faith, my dear.
No, Pastor. I didn't have a hand in this.
So, Pastor, I think I've laid to rest this whole business. At least as far as the company or the church having anything to do with this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we can't be expected to know what's going on over there in India. Not everything.
Mm-hmm.
May I be excused?
Oh, sure, honey.
Well, good night, Faith. I hope you're keeping all right.
Yes, Pastor.
Will you be coming to prayer group this Thursday? We missed you last week.
Of course she will. Won't you, honey?
Of course. Highlight of my week, Pastor.
She's really growing up. You've got a couple of lovely girls here, Jim. I hope you're looking after them.
Oh, he is, Pastor.
How's Faith doing at school? Studying hard?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, she is, Pastor. And she'll be going off to college soon. Truth is, she's going through a difficult age, Pastor, right now.
I heard she was at the Purple Turtle the other night. You know, I don't want to tell you how to bring up your child, but be careful for Faith. That place. I hear things about it. I hear things about it I don't like, that I don't think any decent Christian family would like. Children need guidance.
Would you like some more, Pastor?
Oh, no, I had my fill.
Are you sure? Here, let me take your plate.
Oh, thank you.
So, I think we're okay with regard to all that.
Good, I'm glad to hear that, Jim.
I mean, the factory even had a license from the government. We wouldn't have used them if they didn't have a license. If the government over there can't control what goes on, then how can they expect us to?
So, you think that's it?
Yeah. What more can anyone say? We didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, see, that's the trouble.
But how could we know?
The church cannot be tainted with these kinds of accusations.
No, I didn't think anyone is tainted. That's what I'm saying. No one is at fault here, Pastor.
That's not the point, Jim. It's how it looks to the outside world. I and the Board of Governors. Well, Jim, we're very concerned about this. We need it settled. We need it settled quickly.
I think you will find it is, Pastor.
I hope so, Jim. I really do. Ah, Ruth. Your key lime pie. You're spoiling me.
Well, we can't let you go home hungry, Pastor. The righteous eateth to the satisfying of his soul.
Excuse me. Jim speaking.
Jim Nostrand?
Yeah? Who is this?
Don't you recognize my voice?
Well, why?
Perhaps you don't remember me.
Well, sure I do.
I saw you on television.
Who is this?
Doesn't matter who I am. It's what I know about what you did to Billy Perkins.
Who is it, honey?
Just another reporter. Listen, I don't know who you are or what you want, but please don't call here again.
In Severed Threads, God's clothing firm, Jim was played by Brian Darcy James, Prem Amit Channa, Ben Hugo Docking, Tims Henry Goodman, Ruth Marsha Dietlin, Kyle Matt Bennett, Sheila Janet Foster, Rahul Ankur Vikal, and Amit Vijay Yadav. Other parts were played by, in America, Tom Tammy, Amanda Scott Ellis, John Leonard Thompson, Jacob Knoll, Craig Bockhorn, Felicity Jones, and Miles Chapin. In India by Pushan Kripalani, Nadia Khan, Aisha Raza, Varushka Menon, Kenneth Desai, Tasneem Shah, and children from the Akanksha Foundation. And in the UK by Francois Testroy, Gethin Anthony, Daniel Bridle, and Callum Francis. The producers in New York were David Rapkin and Kim Morefi, with casting by Janet Foster. The script editor was Mike Walker. Sound design was by Ayusha Huja, Frederick Greenhaig, and Steve Bond. The music was composed by Sasha Putnam. Severed Threads was written and directed by John Dryden and is a Goldhawk Essential production for BBC Radio 4.